Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about systems equations in story problems. So you're going to need your notes, a pen and or pencil, and a calculator, please. Now, our learning objective today is that you can use the knowledge of solving systems to complete a real-life situation. Alright, that brings us to the farm near Wilton. Cows versus chickens. Johnny, the farmer, has 16 animals. Some cows for milk and meat, and some chickens for eggs and meat to feed his family. The total number of legs between cows and chickens is equal to 44. How many chickens and how many cows does the farmer have? So what we're going to do here, ladies and gentlemen, we have to come up with two functions. All right? With our two functions, we're going to talk about two variables. We're going to talk about an x and a y. I'm going to let the x represent the number of cows. And I'm going to let the y represent the number of chickens. You guys, I'm sorry I didn't say this earlier, but you do have to write this problem down and the work for it, okay? So make sure you have this written down. Now, once we figure out what our cows and chickens are, our variables are set up, now we're going to set up our two equations with the information that we know. We know that there's only 16 animals, and they just has cows and chickens, and we know the total number of legs is 44. And we also know that cows have 4 legs, at least hopefully most of the time, and chickens have 2. So those are some important information that we need to remember while we're setting up our two equations. All right? So the first equation that we're going to write down is like the total number of animals. So I'm going to have x plus y equals 16. Cows plus chickens equals a total of 16. Our other equation, we're talking about legs. We know we have 44 legs total. We know that cows have 4 legs, so I'll put 4x. And we know that chickens have 2 legs. So here's our two equations. Now, any method that you choose, substitution or elimination, we have to solve for x and y now. I prefer elimination, so that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to multiply this top one times -2. So I get -2x minus 2y equals -32. Then I have 4x plus 2y equals 44. Add those together. I'm going to get 2x, my y's are going to cancel, equals 12 divided by 2 divided by 2, x equals 6. Now once I have my x, I can plug it back into one of the originals. So I'll come over here, 6 plus y equals 16, minus 6, y equals 10. Now that I have my answer, I actually have to write out what it means. Okay, I'm not going to write these as ordered pairs because we can't write chickens and cows as ordered pairs. So I have to write it down in this sentence form. So, the farmer has 6 cows and 10 chickens. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my answer. Alright, that's how I figured out how many cows and how many chickens he has. Alright, we're going to do one more example. This next slide, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have to write this down. This is just some fun information. So, Bismarck Bobcats. Sarah works for the Bismarck Bobcats. Her job is to find out how many adults and how many students were at each game. She was paid $30 each game to tell the manager the total number of adults and the total number of students at the game. This is what they had her do. She had to separate and count ticket stubs. How much fun! But in reality, ladies and gentlemen, this should not take us very long. So, real life situation. If I know, this part you do have to write down, ladies and gentlemen, so write this slide down, please, okay? Real world. I know that there were 932 tickets sold total. I also know that we made $6,748 in ticket sales. It costs $5 per student, $9 per adult. So if I'm going to set this up, first thing I have to figure out what my X and Y are. Well, what they tell me to find, how many students and how many adults. So X is going to equal students. And Y is going to equal adults. So now we're going to use what we know to write two equations. Our first one, total number of tickets. So that's just going to be X plus Y equals 932. Next thing we need to know is how much money we made. So we know it equals $6,748. We also know it costs $5 for students to get in and $9 for adults. So to go about solving this, I'm going to use elimination again. I'm going to multiply this top one by -5. I'm going to rewrite it, so it's going to be -5x minus 5y equals -4,660. Then I have 5x plus 9y equals 6,748. Add these together, ladies and gentlemen. Our x's cancel. I get 4y equals 2,088. Divide by 4, and y equals 522. Once I know y, I can plug it back in to find my x value. So x plus 522 equals 932 minus 522. X equals 410. Now, remember what I said before, we have to write this as a sentence. They're not ordered pairs anymore because we're talking about real life. So what do we know? We know there were 410 students and 522 adults at the game. Okay, this is our answer, ladies and gentlemen. How many adults, how many students? These are the kind of problems we're going to be working on. All right, that is all I have for you today, so I hope you guys go out, have a fabulous day, and I'll be seeing you later. Bye.